Last year, Xiaomi's sub-brand POCO surprised us all with the release of their own tablet, the POCO Pad. It wasn't a bad first crack, seeing as it offered a nice screen complemented with above-average performance. Fast forward to now, and POCO is back with not one, but two tablets before 2025 ends. Hi guys, it's Dwayne here, and today we have one of the two latest additions to the tablet market, the POCO Pad X1. I'm here to help you guys decide if it offers more bang for your buck than before. That said, let's dive right in to see how this guy fares. Roll the intro. Kicking things off, I have to say, I feel like they could have kept the smaller POCO branding on the back. This is the first thing I noticed on our POCO Pad X1, which comes in either blue or gray. We got our unit in blue, which I must say looks pretty sleek. There's also metal contact points near the edge, which we assume is for quickly latching onto physical keyboards. Once you cop a feel, it's pretty hefty at 6.18mm thickness and it weighs 500 grams. Material-wise, it sports an aluminum unibody design with a matte finish. Still, it's a bit susceptible to fingerprints, which I'm not a fan of. It has a flat screen and flat sides, however, it does have rounded corners to help users with their grip. What I liked seeing was its camera module, which is very Xiaomi flagship inspired. The tablet has a square-shaped module that appears to house more than one camera. However, it's actually just a single shooter with an LED flash just below it. For buttons and ports, the power switch is situated on top if you hold the tablet vertically. Next to it are also two speaker grills and what I assume is a microphone. On the bottom, we have the other two speakers and a Type-C port in the middle. On the right, we have the volume rocker. Unfortunately, the 3.5mm jack and micro SD card slot are not here anymore. These were a couple of things we appreciated about the POCO Pad from before. Generally though, the tablet is fleshed out well. It looks nice, has tactile buttons, and feels sturdy enough. Moving over to the screen, the POCO Pad X1 boasts an 11.2-inch IPS LCD with 3.2K resolution and a refresh rate of 144Hz. It supports Dolby Vision, wet touch technology, and comes with a few certifications. For an IPS panel, it's pretty good. The bezels and all feel alright. It peaks at 800 nits of brightness, which is fair considering tablets are often used indoors anyway. If there's anything to be wary about, it's the absence of anti-glare coating and glass protection. Visuals come out clear, although held back a bit from deeper blacks and vivid colors as expected from an IPS panel. From experience, the viewing angles are alright. The experience as a whole is complemented by its quad speaker setup with Dolby Atmos. It's fairly loud and can easily fill a room. Moreover, it surprisingly sounds good. The stereo setup helped a lot with making the audio more immersive, with the highs and mids feeling balanced even at max volume. Compared to the POCO Pad, you can feel more of the bass with this iteration of the tablet, which is quite the improvement. Overall, the tablet certainly delivers a satisfying audio-visual experience. We were able to use it to watch YouTube videos at 4K at 2160p. Aside from that, browsing and gaming mostly felt smooth. For biometrics, you only get face unlock. It's pretty straightforward and works just as intended. For cameras, there's not much to cover. The POCO Pad X1 comes with a simple setup, which consists of a 13-megapixel rear shooter and an 8-megapixel camera at the front. Speaking of, the front camera has an LED indicator for when it's active. This is something we haven't seen in a while, and we feel like they could have added more functionality for this through lighting up when a notification pops up, for example. The rear camera is serviceable for the most part, offering decent image quality and color accuracy even under low light. Meanwhile, the front camera is okay, although my issue with it is the beautify feature. Even when I turn it off, it still feels like it smoothens my skin by default. We have this hunch that maybe it's relative to the low megapixel count, but that's up in the air for now. For video recording, the rear camera can shoot videos at 4K at 30 frames. However, it's a bit jittery and is probably the byproduct of an EIS system that needs more work. Meanwhile, the front camera caps out at 1080p 30fps. Notably, we found that audio from our sample videos came out pretty good.
It's the POCO Pad X1, sorry about that. It's shooting at 1080p at 30fps.
Hello! This is a sample video of the POCO Pad X1's front camera at 1080p at 30 frames. In other words, the tablet should be good for online meetings or classes. All things considered, the cameras are okay and get the job done. It's not like users would opt for a tablet to take casual snaps for socials anyway. The POCO Pad X1 shipped with Xiaomi HyperOS 2 based on Android 15 out of the box. Now though, it's running the newest HyperOS 3 on top of Android 16 via an update. We noticed a few differences, including new icons for apps and notifications, a revamped control center, and more. There's not much bloatware here either. The pre-installed apps are useful, which includes Netflix and Spotify, and there's also productivity apps like Mi Canvas, WPS Office, and LinkedIn. Feature-wise, we found it's strange that Circle to Search wasn't a part of the HyperOS 3 update. We're hoping that it rolls out in a future update, but at least we have Gemini support. Floating windows or workstations still feels great to use. You can still have up to 4 apps running together in unison to make multitasking useful. Lastly, there's also the new Xiaomi Hyper AI suite. This includes tools for AI writing, AI art, and other nifty tools. Under the hood, the POCO Pad X1 is powered by a Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 and an Adreno 732 GPU. It's built on a 4nm process node and clocks up to 2.8 GHz. In our benchmark tests, the tablet pumped out an Antutu score of over 1.7 million. This is an insane leap over the POCO Pad score, which was over 600K. For reference, our review unit came with 8GB of base RAM and 512GB of storage. In terms of general use, cycling through various apps to multitask was fluid. There weren't any stutters while I moved from one app to the other. Given the numbers in the other tests, the tablet ran almost everything pretty well. To be specific, we tried playing Wuthering Waves on the device. We tried setting the graphics settings to max, and while it is playable, the frame rates don't reach above 40 frames on average and can have frame drops from time to time. Dialing it down to medium settings, that's when we saw more stable FPS. During our gameplay, the tablet heated up within minutes, but to be fair, that's when the graphics settings were set to max. So I'd keep it to medium settings to not stress out the chipset that much. Moving on, the POCO Pad X1 packs an 8,850 mAh battery with support for 4 to 5 watts of wired fast charging. Thankfully, a charging brick comes with a box for those curious. As mentioned, I've mostly used the tablet for multimedia purposes, browsing, and a bit of gameplay with Wuthering Waves. From experience, the battery life's pretty decent, which also reflected in our benchmarks. In PC Mark's Work 3.0 battery test, the POCO Pad X1 offered an uptime of 12 hours and 49 minutes. In our video loop test, the tablet offered playback for a whopping 32 hours and 30 minutes. For connectivity, the tablet supports Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.4 standards. These all work pretty well with no gripes on our end. So, that wraps up our review on the POCO Pad X1. We're glad to say that this is a favorable pickup, with nods to its performance, battery life, and immersive audio. Our gripes to the tablet are pretty minimal, which include the bigger POCO logo change and absence of Circle to Search. Come to think of it, the only real bummer here is that the tablet is moving away from the 3.5mm port and expandable storage. Still, the pros very much outweigh the cons. The design change is subjective, plus we're optimistic that the search function will get resolved sooner than later. The tablet itself runs smoothly on most occasions, comes with great uptime, and provides a well-rounded audio-visual experience. Well, we've made it to the end of the video, and unfortunately, we didn't have the official price of the POCO Pad X1 at the time of recording. For reference, the POCO Pad was priced at 15,199 pesos, so viewers should expect it to be within this range. We'll update you guys through the description box or comment section once we get more details. But hey, what do you guys think of the tablets so far? Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. If you found this video interesting, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more of our channel updates. Also, don't forget to follow us on our socials at Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, or visit us at yugatech.com to keep up with the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Dwayne, and thank you for your time.